Back at SEC Media Days 2023, it is Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. VFL Ramon Foster, Kayla Anderson, I'm Will Bowling, and we are pleased to be joined this morning by VFL Hendon Hooker, kind enough to give us a few minutes. How much do you enjoy hearing the VFL before your name now? Is that kind of set in yet?
It's still surreal because that's an honor to be a VFL.
Yes,
so, continue to rep the brand as well as I can.
Well, welcome. You're here with Bush's Baked Beans. You're going to be watching SEC games for the first time. I know you've got Bush's Baked Beans right on your tailgate menu for this season as Tennessee tries to make it 2 in a row against Alabama.
For sure. Whenever we can get a side of baked beans, in the cookout or in the grand scheme of the meal, it's always great.
Love it. Well, man, what have these last few months been like? We caught up with you at the Senior Bowl. You're a Detroit Lion now, so obviously congratulations on that. What has it been like going through that rookie minicamp and kind of first NFL offseason? Yeah,
it's been cool. Kind of different because I have the injury. So not really being thrown out there, first day of rookie minicamp, being more of a cerebral, player on the field and just trying to suck up all the information that I can and get extra reps. And then when the vets get there, kind of pick their brains as well. And Jared Goff and Nate Sutterfield, they do a great job of helping us get acclimated to the NFL and to the Lions as well.
How does it feel actually having Detroit be Knoxville North? Because there's 4 Vols on the team. I was always proud of having a Vol on my team. How has that been, especially Cam Sutton? Because I played with that dude.
Yeah, it's amazing. And being there with Emmanuel Mosley, who I played high school ball with, and I remember my freshman year, he was the starter. I was his backup on varsity. So
wow.
Him just always being a great mentor to me and helping me, make huge decisions like going to Tennessee in the transfer portal, and then now being on the same team with him, and we both had the same injury, so both asking each other, hey, are you running today, or are you going to live? What are you doing? And it's always jokes and, always a great time. And then Cam is the big bro as well, and he helps me out a lot in knowing how to maneuver as an NFL player now.
If I was you, I would pick Cam Sutton's brain.
Yeah.
He was a player coach in Pittsburgh. By far one of the most well-conditioned players I've ever seen in my life, but also the smartest, man. I would just attack his brain as much as you possibly can. But the other portion of it, though, too, is how has the flexibility been as an NFL quarterback now with the playbook, the coaches, understanding, like you said, E-Man asks you, are we running today? Like, those are things now that you have the option as a pro to kind of understand how to, carve out your own pathway as a pro.
It's been cool, and really just trying to conduct myself in the best manner that I can, and showing my teammates the way that I work. Trying to be the first one in there every morning, and I don't know about the last one to leave, but I'm definitely one of the last ones. But majority of the time, like the days are so long, you want to get out of there at a decent time so you can get some rest or be able to have some downtime before you dive back into that playbook before you go to bed.
Hendon Hooker, our guest on Ramon, Kayla, and Will.
What were your first thoughts when you heard Detroit Lions and you're going to play for a coach like Dan Campbell, who, we kind of compare a lot here to Mike Vrabel, just the energy that he brings to this team and a team that's on the up and up, Hendon?
Yeah. The first thing that popped in my mind was the couple of plays that they had me kind of walk through on my visit in the pre-draft process. So as soon as I hopped on the phone with quarterback coach Mark Brunell, I started talking about some of the plays, and he was laughing. But it's always a great time there, and it's a lot of competitive nature, in that building, and everyone wants to get better, and everybody wants to win.
When it comes to this season and the Tennessee Volunteers, I know it's hard now because you're going to be an NFL player, but how closely are you going to be watching, your former teammates in this team as they continue to kind of rise here in the SEC?
Yeah, I'm going to continue to watch them every week. Just naturally, me and Joe are going to talk about it. Regardless. So I'm looking forward to them having a huge season and putting up big numbers this year.
Hendon Hooker, our guest this morning on Ramon, Kayla, and Will. So I'm curious, Hendon, have you given Joe any advice on how to manage us media types here at SEC Media Days? And maybe more importantly, has he confided in you on what his outfit will look like and the suit?
Of course. Of course. He asked me what I was wearing today. I said, I'm chilling, Joe.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not wearing a suit. I'm not wearing a suit today. But, I think he might be best dressed. Here he'll have some nice on, something really nice. But Joe's a vet. He's been around college football and the media for a long time. He's been in that spotlight. He knows how to handle it.
What's the best advice you feel like you've given him?
I've given Joe.
Yeah.
Enjoy every moment.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, soak it up. A lot of guys, want to rush out of college so fast, and then when you get out, you're like, man, I miss those days.
Yeah.
So, I'm telling everyone. I told all my teammates at Tennessee, cherish these college moments and make these memories because you will never get them back.
The question I have for you, man, is of course the question about the offense is going to always come up. Mm-hmm. How did that transition over into your pre-draft conversation? Speaking about Heupel's offense that you commanded, and you learn everything. It's essentially what happens, right? Mm-hmm. But the system on the field equips everybody to succeed.
Yeah, for sure. I think just through my pre-draft process, a lot of the combine meetings and a lot of the meetings that I had with teams, like installing their plays, we call it this, like, oh, we have that, we call it that. So, it's just different verbiage and different language everywhere. But being able to walk into rooms with GMs, presidents, head coach, offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, and then their support staff, and just taking over the entire meeting, and being well prepared. And I think Tennessee's coaches, did a great job of that. Even when I was hurt, I was still getting a couple play calls in from Cowboys' old playbook that one of my coaches had. So, any way that I could continue to build and get better, that's what I did last summer, and then this summer I came back to Tennessee and did some work with them as well. So,
nice.
Yeah.
So, Hendon, I don't know if you saw the Tennessee-Alabama rebroadcast was on SEC Network again the other day. Mm-hmm. How many times have you rewatched that game? Because I genuinely think once a week I watch highlights of that game.
Okay, yeah. So going through the draft process, you'll sit down with the GM or with quarterback coach, offensive coordinator, and they'll say, okay, what game do you feel like was your best game? And they'll always say, like, oh, I know Alabama. And I'll say, actually, Florida. I want to watch the Florida game.
Okay. Yeah.
So anytime, like, they would put the film on, you have to explain it. So I've seen it maybe 1,000 times.
Right.
So.
And I was talking to somebody about that recently, that specifically the drive you guys had at the end of the first half against Florida. Just what a statement that was, and the throw you made to Ramel Keaton and the diving catch that he makes. Obviously, that's a guy that's ready for a huge breakout season this year. How much did that moment kind of feel like that offense really clicked for you all this season specifically?
I really felt like from the summertime.
Yeah.
Usually, like this past weekend that just passed, we would take a quarterback receiver trip out here to Nashville and just kind of hang out and go get some field work and just kind of build that chemistry. Mm-hmm. So I think from just that summertime to in-game situations, we knew each other like the back of our hands. So continuing to push that offensive line, and once they made that push from that goal line, it was go time. We knew that we were going to go down there and score the ball.
Hendon, how is the health? How are you coming along? How are you feeling?
I feel good. Continue to work my knee. I just got back from California working out with Jordan Palmer and the Modus group. That's my rehab group. They do a great job of making sure that I'm dialed in on every little detail and getting my body back, strong.
What did you learn from that process, just of going through something like this?
Have patience.
Yeah.
Have patience. I remember talking to a lot of my friends who had injuries of the same sort, and I'm picking Emmanuel Mosley's brain because we had the exact same injury on the exact same leg. So, just continuing to stack days and be patient, and when the time comes, I'm gonna be excited to get back on the field.
You're a competitor, just like anybody, an ultimate competitor when it comes down to it. Going through the draft process, and now in hindsight, your opportunity is coming. The knee is getting better, learning the playbook. How motivated are you to knock some of those guys off and drafted in front of you? In a sense, because you beat those guys, too, and you played a huge part been beating those guys too. So where are you at on that?
I'm very motivated, especially like not being able to perform in the combine and show my athleticism, to the max, and break some of those quarterback, records. And Richardson is super athletic. I'm pretty athletic too. So
and then go off.
I'm excited. I'm excited to get out there and really show people, why I was the SEC Player of the Year and why I was the best player in college football last year.
I love it. Hendon Hooker with us. On the way out, Hendon, have you seen Dan Campbell's morning coffee routine in person yet? There's a lot of talk about this.
Yeah, I have not. So majority of the time, I have my own routine when I get in the facility.
Sure.
I get in there pretty early, and I might see some of the coaches in the weight room lifting while I'm getting a little prehab, and then I'll go watch film for about an hour, then eat breakfast, then we'll have team meeting, and that's when I get to see Dan at the team meeting.
Taking kneecaps off.
Yeah, Dan he's a fiery guy and very electrifying and great energy. He's great to be around. So I'm excited to get back to work.
Y'all have a very player-heavy coaching staff. Y'all camp dude, prepare yourself. There are some dudes that play football with you that's gonna talk trash. It's like, dude, you're supposed to coach me. You're not supposed to tell me. Oh my God, I can't imagine what y'all practice is gonna be like, dog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like through OTAs, it was very competitive because we're supposed to just be working on plays, get acclimated to everyone, grow the chemistry. No, we're scheming up the defense. Like, we're going to score, and then the defense is scheming blitzes, dialing it up.
That's fun.
I'm very excited, to get out there and get back to work.
Well, we're excited to watch you go to work, man. Hendon Hooker has been our guest this morning on Ramon, Kayla, and Will. Continued health and success to you. The way you represent Tennessee has been awesome to watch, man, and just wish you all the best.
You. Thank you.
Wish
Thank
you
for
best,
having
man.
me.
Yes, sir. There's Hendon Hooker. We are done. The Buck Rising Show up next.